Hi guys, welcome to another fantastic episode of the Love Friday Show with the Vibe Queen and
Jamie, the pod wheel.
He's plenty. Anyway, guys, you know what we do on the Love Friday Show, and in case you're new here, we talk about love, relationships, sex, like everything love. Yeah, breakfast. You just had to mention that one. Anyway, like I said earlier, I'm the Vibe Queen Omobala Val, and I have Baby with me. And today we've got an interesting topic to talk about because it be like say the way we used to love in the olden days is not the way we used to love nowadays. Like there's some questions or there's some steps that didn't matter before that now matters.
True.
So we're going to be talking about questions or things to discuss in the talking stage. Now, for those of you who do not understand that which one is talking stage, you know that moment where like you and a guy are feeling each other, you shall ask each other out. In fact, maybe nowadays some people don't ask each other out. They just find themselves inside talking stage. But if you still follow the usual procedure,
at least your own is they'll just find themselves inside talking stage. Some DJ just find themselves inside the relationship. The next thing you just say is, my baby, so how are you? And you're
like you're having relationship issues with somebody you're not dating. Person is like, no, you can't go without my permission. And
you're like, Igbaola
how will we get here? But guys, I mean, the talking stage is where you both feel that you're going to date,
you're just getting to know each other.
You're just getting to know each other, so you want to know if this person qualifies to be your boyfriend. Don't misquote, it's different from courtship. Courtship is both of you are already dating, then take it a step further by wanting to know certain things, right? But talking stage, before you even say yes, that moment, are we feeling each other, all of those things. Don't wait till you enter courtship before you start some questions. So, on this particular episode of the Love Friday Show, we'll be talking about things to discuss in talking stage. When you don't see, say, green light, like say me and this guy fit date, but let's get to know each other. They're very important things you should discuss. Baby, maybe you should set the ball rolling.
Number one, please. The things you need to talk about in your talking stage is ego, money.
Baby, that's number one. Baby, where did you put? Are you God fearing? Are you? It's money. So if the person has money and the person does not have fear of God,
no, that's like one of it.
That's one of it. So fear of God comes after.
Baby. When you say that way, it sounds bad.
But that is what it is.
Hey, baby girl for life, but you have to have money. Let me quick if you have money and if you are financially
like talking stage, you just say you say sorry. Like, what's your?
No. There's some questions I will ask.
Like
there's some. Okay. Let me use this as an example. If you're okay with 50-50 or you taking
so if you're talking about financial sharing, like in a relationship, that's a very, very important question to discuss, really. Because some people are used to know you said it like you want to ask, you have money. If you don't have money, sorry, I'm a baby girl, I cannot cope with you. That's how it sounded, right? But really, like financial issues, you need to discuss. And when you're talking about financial issues, you're talking about like who's sharing this, like what do you perceive about, because the relationship can lead to marriage. If it leads to marriage, who's taking care of this? What do you think about a woman taking care of a certain percentage?
I'm throwing the question to you. Let's say we're on a date, and sorry if we take it lesbianism, but let's say we're on a date and I'm asking you if you are okay with 50-50 or the guy takes the full responsibility. Honestly, and you just help at the side. What do you think?
Honestly, I feel like communication matters a lot.
I know,
right?
Yeah.
So if our discussion is we both said like we want to go out, and you're like babe, I don't really have money and all of that, right? I will. Do you know what? I'm trying to even break it down. Wait me. This is your question now. Is he like a talking stage person?
Yeah, a talking stage person. You go on dates. You go on dates.
Hey, it depends on who asks for it. If you say, what are you doing tomorrow? Dress up, I'm taking you out. And you not say, but we're sharing the bills. You
No, no,
ask
no, no,
for
no,
an
no,
outing.
no, 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 not like that. I
Okay.
mean, you guys agree to go on a date,
Mm-hmm.
and you already know as you're going on a date, you are going to actually know each other better,
Mm-hmm.
at least physically this time. Because there are some things you will not ask when you're just chatting on phone,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing. But when you see physically, you start seeing something that you want to ask,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, okay, what do you feel about 50-50?
So the
Not that
truth
he's
is-
not paying for the date.
Okay,
Not that
so
he's
he's
not
asking me
he's just
later.
asking you, like, what do you think about 50-50
See,
in a relationship or even in a
relationship,
marriage, for someone that is thinking of, let's say, go wife you last, that kind of thing.
actually, I feel like in my honest, if except I want to be forming, I feel like a man should do more. By the way, I'm not even a lady. That one thing I've done in the past that I don't like, and even if I find myself anywhere today, I still do it. Despite the fact that I say I don't like, I don't know how to ask men for money. Like, I don't know how to ask my boyfriend for money. Like, that thing has shown me shege in the past though. I've seen situations where I'm forming good girl, and I now catch him cheating, or I see a chat with do you like what I bought
Good
you?
girl, no, they
But
pay.
the truth is, I believe so much in. I don't want to be a stay-at-home wife. I believe so much in assisting my partner. I believe so much in it, but I don't really think that a man and a woman, you're the head for for a reason. Really, I don't really feel that like we should share equally. Yes, we should share, because the truth is, one person carrying load is not easy.
Exactly.
But we can't. It's not proper, really. I feel like you should do more.
It makes
It's
it
not a different situation where it's a different situation where, like, you do today, I want to do freely tomorrow. Like, I just tell you, babe, I've taken
exactly.
care of it. But putting a formula to it and say
Thank
50-50,
you.
like house rent,
That's
you
the
know you're paying
word.
50%.
That's
Give
the
me your
word.
50%, I'll pay 50%.
That's
now.
the word.
I don't think it makes sense.
I'm not disputing
really.
those who do it though. If
Except
it
maybe
works for you,
if
it's
I'm
fine.
working,
But
maybe I'm working and I'm earning more.
even though
No. If maybe I'm working and I'm earning more, yeah, more, way more, or at that point, maybe
do you
the
know
man
it
is not
kills?
really.
Do you know it kills a man's ego?
Yeah,
when you
it
do that?
does. But if it happens that way, like, I will
It's
help.
different from when you help freely.
But when you not have,
But
and
when
this
you
I
not-
have.
Exactly, and you're not putting it as a timetable, like,
No,
this
no.
has I
I don't
feel
think
it's
I
nice at
really.
all,
I go
at all.
kamati ekpereti. Let's not fall.
I'm not saying those that do it is not
cannot
fine.
work.
It works for
No,
you.
that's why.
But
And
then-
let me see. There's no issue. You see, what I've come to understand is there's a partner for everybody.
Obviously.
Some people believe in it,
Yeah.
but I really don't believe in it. I feel like you're the head for a reason.
And I'm
I
just
don't have
helping
issues supporting or saying, babe, no, this is my own, or no, let me take care of it.
It could be
Without asking you for it, I just take care of
It
something.
could be a day that you just forget that DSTV, like the date,
Or I don't have to wait for you,
but paid, and you're like,
maybe
DSTV
putting a formula to it to say, so you know when we are going out now, you bring 50
Bam.
guy. No, it doesn't really make sense, honestly. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, before we digress, the second thing I feel like, so Gbemi, please hold Gbemi's point well. People should not think because this girl, she can convince people. The way she's saying money, she's not saying that well, if that's what you want, you cannot date a poor person. Anyway, nobody wants to date a poor
Obviously.
person, but somebody that is trying and all.
I'm
right?
I'm just like you. I don't know how to ask, but I feel like you as my guy should
Be
do
able
some
to,
certain
yeah.
things, like
But
take
you
care
know
of me
there are
as a
some
baby.
guys that they want you to ask. I've dated people like that. That will say,
My love,
"But
I've done so, and it's frustrating.
They will say, "Ibo, you
Then they make
didn't
you look
ask."
at exactly. They make you look as if it's your
like,
fault. But I'm like,
why are you making me feel like I'm think you didn't ask? But let's not digress.
as
I feel
if
like another important point you should ask is like your genotype. That thing is very important though, because before we used to live asking about genotype till later, but the truth about the matter is love go don enter your head. Go come dey find out say you both are AS, all those kind things.
SS.
Like before the feelings get attached. Like let's know.
I know. I heard a recent couple. I don't know if they are recent though, but SSSS. Like they didn't find out really quickly, but when they found out, they could not just still leave. But they did the
like
normal.
they didn't know they were SS.
They knew they were SS, but they
Or
didn't
AS.
talk about SSSS. But they didn't talk about it at some point.
How can you be SS and not tell your partner? Because like
it didn't just come up.
they have
I guess
triggers, they
it
have
didn't just come up. I guess then the parents were like, blah blah stuff. She's sure can it work and all, but they did the medical stuff and it's worked. They gave
Wow.
birth to kids that are not SS, but it took a
Really?
lot. Yeah, it took a
Maybe
lot of
IVF.
medical stuff.
Maybe IVF.
But it
or
took a lot of
something.
medical
That's
this thing.
weird.
So I'm not saying you can't do it. Oh, don't love, but
See,
but
when
then yes,
when you
genotype
see
and
like sickle cell survivors or
yeah,
when they go through their pains, like honestly,
this particular
trust
one
me,
I follow.
you will know that it's not worth bringing a child to come and suffer that way.
As
If you brought in a child into the world and you didn't know, that's different. But your child will not even forgive you if you ask her and you,
But
you say,
I don't think we
I
need
knew,
to
but
be
it was
ignorant
love.
these days anymore
Mhm.
about genotype.
So they go through a lot of pain. So I feel like genotype.
It's very important
please
to
ask I beg,
abeg.
blood group, all those things. Ask.
Before you go and love up more than coming up and you now
and
just
then
say
you cannot now
baby, I am
jawe again.
essence.
Don't so. No.
Next one, let me steal it from you. God fearing.
Please blame me. I don't trust that.
No,
I don't trust that. But you know that
no.
nobody will say, if you ask me in a talking relationship,
If you're
I am
God-fearing.
God fearing. But if you ask me in a talking relationship, even if I am not God fearing, will I tell you I'm not God fearing?
That's why I say there are some ways you ask the questions. You don't just go direct like, are you God fearing?
I think you should ask, like, if there are some tricky questions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you see me, there are ways where
You know, there are some even
ladies
tricky
bring
questions that are not really
questions.
popular now. When they
Like,
hear, they already know what
if
you're
you're
asking.
so broke, you are this, and somebody brings the offer of killing something like that, and some people will just be so engrossed with the gist and they'll be like, babe, like, money is important, not to kill the person.
I know it's tricky because there are some people that are like so comic in nature. They are joking. It's not like they would do
So
it,
the funny
but
thing is, I
then
have a situation like that. I had a situation like that where it wasn't even about what's it called now, God fearing. It was about sexuality.
oh, okay.
So we had a discussion and just he said something. I'm like, and I was, from that moment I wasn't just feeling him
Red
again.
flag.
And there was a time he just made a statement and said blah blah, and I'm like, but I can't date you, right? And like, why? And I'm like, because we don't believe in the same thing, like we don't. And like,
He was
no, I was just joking. I was just saying, I'm like, no, you don't joke with things like that, because people, it's not, there's some questions you can't ask directly, but
Yeah.
by engaging in conversations you can know their thoughts about it, right?
Exactly. But God fearing, actually, like, we need to know, because I might be there's this trend that was going on then about white garment members. They were like, there's no one they can marry from another religion,
so
because
that's
how do they want to explain why they
I feel like your point
candles
should be
and all?
God fearing / like religion.
Religion.
Religious beliefs.
Because
Religious beliefs,
actually
because it's broad though. You can say he's a Christian, I'm a Christian. There are Christians that can't marry. Maybe they attend
imagine a
Pentecostal and then they say
Catholic
they don't
marrying
want
a redeemer.
white garment, even white garment.
And yet a loafer.
So like, everybody with their opinion.
Exactly,
So religious beliefs.
But let's leave religious like separate. It's part of it though. Let's say it's like number 2B or number 3B. But then God fearing in general is the fact that there are some things that he does. Do you pray? Do you fast? Because some people take fasting as if it's one until you have a very serious issue in your life. That's when you go fasting. Like, fasting is not like that.
I used to go to VG. Show man love VG. Come on, Jakwe, you marry the person now and you are a VG go.
I just remembered
let's go to club.
Do you believe in the Holy Spirit? If you do not, please move.
Honestly, I feel like the questions, the items are very, very broad.
Exactly.
Very broad. Now, another thing I wanted to say is, like, what are your talk about like children.
Yeah.
Some people don't like kids. And if you're somebody that you like kids, like, some people don't want to give birth. Like, I just found out lately, like, some people, not like they have any issues, they don't just want to give birth. Then you say, some say, I like children, I don't want to, especially some women. Like, I just found out that some women say, I don't want to go through this, I don't want to go through that.
True.
I love kids, so I'm going to adopt. So discuss it. Are you open to, apart from that, you might feel like you're so healthy, and then when you get married, you now have delay in giving birth. So, like, I read somewhere where that woman was saying, like, ask your partner if there is delay, if something happens, like, are you open to adoption? Are you open to IVF? Are you open to, like, in case? Because
True.
some people cannot cope, and that's
Yeah,
why
when they don't have their own
always
child. Yeah.
say some people always say like, get pregnant before I get married to you and stuff like that. So, but the truth about the matter is, nobody knows. Well, this life is just a funny life. Like, it's
True,
not, it
true.
doesn't even have to do with maybe you've misused your body or something. Like, I know people who, like, probably even got married as virgins and all of that,
And
and
still
then
did not give
yes,
me. Yeah,
yes,
true.
they had delays, or let's
It
take a
it
look
goes
at
out. It goes
the
beyond just having
mm-hmm.
sex and
Let's
having
take a
kids.
look at Ibiduni, the late Ibiduni,
I see.
Pastor, what's his name? Igodaro.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Ibidun.
yeah, yeah.
Like, a story, she said, I think she said she got married as a virgin. She never even did any whatever, but she could not give birth. I think she did like maybe appendicitis or something. She did
It
an
is
operation
way
where
beyond it,
they
my love.
tampered with her womb, but she found out late. You know how you're careless with your body, saying,
It was
"Me
even
ò kúkú
recently
ṣe
that I
nǹkan kan."
realized that those that give birth to one and they start having miscarriage and all
Mhm.
that, there's something called something like that. Like it's in the female and also in the male, but the male doesn't really have issue.
Mhm.
It's the female. Like if yours is negative or positive or
Mhm.
something, I can't really remember. They're like you need to like get an injection before like
Before.
7 days or so before while in pregnancy and after, so that when you give birth to your second kid it will not like lead to miscarriage
Affect.
and all. But if we didn't know that, we
Yeah,
would
like,
think.
you just need to be open to these questions,
And
really.
even adoption too, there's there's this thing I feel for myself, like even though I give birth to my kids, yeah,
Mhm.
when I give birth to my kids I still want to adopt.
So you
I
have
feel
to,
like
yeah. So these are the
before
things
or
you
after
need to
I still
discuss.
want to actually
Mhm.
adopt, and I
So you
would
need
want
to
to discuss it
discuss.
with you if
Yeah,
you are open to
exactly.
it, because some people
Mhm.
feel adopting a child is
It's not,
cringy and all. But
yes. They are more
for me, before or after I go see adopt
adults.
because I just have that love about adopting children
Children.
basically.
So
But then
that's actually beautiful.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was one thing you said that I can't really remember, but then
I think another thing is, you need to discuss, especially in this Nigerian economy now, where everybody is jackbuying. Like, you need to know your travel expectations. I'm serious. Like, these are very, very simple things.
true
You
though,
know,
some people don't
these
want to
are
travel.
there's a woman that said, if you know the things that are scattering marriages, little things that could have been discussed, really. So some people don't want to stay abroad. I had a friend who said his mom and dad, they traveled out, but the mom was complaining bitterly, like, I want to come back to Nigeria. Like, this cold is not for me. Like, I can't cope. So there are some people who don't want to travel.
Exactly.
And there are some people who want to travel. So there's a difference. Are you moving, like, there are some people that will tell you that. I have a friend who always says, even my siblings cannot stay in Nigeria. Like, we're not coming to Nigeria again. So if he meets a woman and the woman is saying, no more, me, I cannot
Patriotic.
live abroad, then you people are not meant to. Yeah, really. That should not be your first option. So travel
all.
expectations too, you need to discuss.
But there is also compromising.
There is
Like maybe you are
and
going
that's why
for
you're discussing
exactly.
it.
Maybe
Okay.
you can now come in the middle, like okay, we'll go for vacation.
Exactly.
And to be like
exactly
very
Mm-hmm.
like very well, but then not staying or
Exactly.
relocating.
Mhm.
That
And
could work.
I forgot to mention that finances also have to do with savings. What's your thoughts about savings? Your formula?
Bah.
Yeah.
Not that I'll be saving, and if you can accept joint account or not.
Honestly, so everything about finances, really.
For
Then
me,
also,
I don't think I can accept joint account.
So you have to discuss it.
I feel like when we want to put something together, no problem. But like to have a joint account, I'm sorry. In a shame.
That's been me for you. Right?
Speaking of other things, I just remembered about sexuality.
Yeah.
There are some that want to wait till marriage.
Mhm.
There are some that don't want to wait till marriage. If your girl wants to wait till marriage and she tells you she's a virgin, even though she's not a virgin, but she says she wants to wait till marriage, please respect it.
Yeah,
If you know you cannot stay, go. But respect
And also, when you even mention sexuality, I thought you were, because the world we are in now, we have a lot of genders. That how would I say it? So, like, you need to discuss. So you need to discuss. Like, what do you believe in? What don't you believe in? And also, I feel like this should also accommodate like sex You need to discuss sex, like in marriage. What are your expectations? So, because there are different things that some people do, and the truth is, I feel like I'm going to teach my kids all these things. I'm not going to be doing and don't say that. The truth is, I'm going to teach them when, like, at different ages. I'm going to tell them what, so that somebody outside will not come and be teaching them rubbish. I'm going to
Exactly.
tell them different things that people call sex, and that's the truth. You know, I feel like there was a time when my friends and I were gisting, and she was saying the way her mom put sex in her head, like she didn't even want to be friends with, and it almost affected that she hated the opposite sex, because her mom would say,
That's bad.
like, if the opposite sex should touch you like this, if they shake you, if they touch you like this, you will get pregnant. So, like, she's always fighting men.
Do you know I
Or
hear
fighting
that from
boys.
a lot of people, like literally
Yes, now.
everyone, but that was not
Meanwhile,
my
you
case
need to
too.
explain. That was not my case too. My mom might not have gone in toto, but my mom will explain some
My
things
love,
to
my
me.
mom went in total.
My mom might not have gone into toto, but
Like
like,
she
she was free with discussions like that, and she made you see. My mom will not say, má bọkùnrin, she will explain why. She will
Exactly.
tell you, tó bá dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé nǹkan tó ń wù ẹ́ nìyẹn, she will be giving you examples. Look at this one now, she can't go to school again because ó ti gbóyún. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé gbogbo dream ẹ pé o fẹ́ di kinní kan. So it's you by yourself that will
you know
say,
they do calculation, right?
Omo.
That's what my mom did. Like
Ah.
she was calculating for you like 3 years interval. This and this.
So it's key. So I feel like now that we have a
God.
lot of I am bi, I am kiniko, I am, please let the person know. If the person wants to now go ahead, ngwanu, good luck. But not that you will be deceiving people up and
Wow.
down.
Even-
Like, that thing is not necessary.
Even talking
Also,
about sex, but we also need to talk about how you like it in
that's
bed.
what I was about to say. That, like,
Because-
there are some, okay, for instance, I'm going to even go raw now. Some people will talk about
and
anal
you're free
sex,
now. That's what we do.
anal sex, kinikon sex,
Yeah.
kinikon sex. Like, there's nothing I've not heard. There's one word, I think I was at an event and one woman was talking about a particular kind of sexual pleasure, and it was when I was like, what's the meaning of this? What's the meaning of this? They were explaining that animal to human being, and they said people do it, especially abroad. And then that was the place I also heard orgy or some orgy party or something.
Oh yeah,
where
where
different
couples
people,
come
like,
together and have sex.
so all those
yeah.
crazy stuff, like, you need to discuss. If you know you can cope, no wahala.
If
but
you are good with
you need to
BDSM,
exactly.
go
Like,
ahead.
can you do anal sex? Can you do oral sex? Can you do all of that? You
Exactly.
need to really ask, because not that you're not getting to my hand.
Don't be shy,
something
yo.
will be
It's talking
irritating
stages
you.
where you act.
I'm serious. Like, there's some things you really need to ask. That's just the truth. Like, let's even forget, so that we'll not get to relation and be wasting our time. From talking stage, we know pé kò lè work. Eléyìí kò lè work.
We can't even be friends because there's some things some people will say, like, even friendship.
Honestly. And then I feel like even you don't need to get to courtship before you ask, do you believe in, okay, people living with you as a couple? Because the truth is, all these things you might feel like, shebi we are not yet dating. Well, unnecessary, because when you now get into a relationship, you might find out some people do not like people living with them.
Yeah.
I've had a friend that, the whole issue in a marriage started when the husband was bringing, like, family kini to come and be living with them. Meanwhile, some people don't have a problem with it. It's just like our singles program, where our pastor said, for instance, you don't like people around you and you're marrying a pastor. O ti ṣe mistake now, because as a pastor's wife, ìwọ gan ló tún máa kóyàn mọ́ra. You have to, before they will say, pastor kini, you can't be saying, no, pastor will say, mommy kini kan is stranded. I'm serious. So these are some things you need to discuss. We can't even say, or we can't discuss everything, but another thing you need to ask, that one is very important. Ṣó máa ń ṣe èrè once in a while.
We need to
That
know.
one is very important.
Ṣó máa ń Google.
Ṣó máa ń mú ẹ lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan.
I mean, do you break bottles?
Tó bá bínú, ṣó máa ń fọ́ go. Like,
This one, you don't
when
even
you are
need to look for a
angry,
trickish question. You say
I'm
it
serious,
straight. Show
like,
man,
I'm telling you the truth. Like, it has reached the level. Like, there's some questions. How do you relate with your ex? When you're angry, like, what do you do? Ṣó máa ń fi hàn 40. How do you deal with anger? Like, how do you express anger? Do you cry? Do you just shout? Do you prefer to be left alone?
do you use vocal words?
Àbí wà á kọ́kọ́ punch wall, o gbọ́dọ̀ bà nǹkan jẹ́. These are things you need to discuss, my dear.
Ṣó máa ń fọ́n kan?
It's true. Ṣó máa ń fọ́ nǹkan. Those people that used to break something, they will say,
Any small thing.
when they are angry, if they've not broken something, they're not happy. Ṣó máa fọ́ TV. Ṣó máa fọ́ kìíní. Get as a thing more. ṣo máa mú mi mọ́lẹ̀ ṣo máa gbá mi létí jẹ́ ẹ mọ mélòó lára mi I always even say that no I'm serious I always spell it out pé mi ò lè fẹ́ ni tó mọ̀ pé mélòó ni body mi.
Please, why on earth will you beat a woman?
Oh,
I don't get
people
it.
do it. So the truth about the matter is you just need to, because me now I don't have both.
You don't even remember. You don't even remember when we were still in talking stage, and then I was saying something. I can't remember what I said, and he was like, the way you are talking, I'm very sure you are stubborn. I'm like, yeah, I'm not stubborn. Well, he didn't even allow me complete me. I'm not stubborn. And next thing he said was, don't worry, I already know how to handle you.
Or all those ones that they are angry and they're like, if not that I don't beat a woman. Run yourself. Run. See, once they are doing that folding and they are holding it back, one day, they will not hold that hand back.
I'm like,
sorry, mo ti dust bata. I will dust my slippers or my shoes and I'm off, because that's a sign, like a red flag, honestly. So like eating habits, there are a lot of things you need to ask.
True.
Eating habits, finances, family, mother-in-law, father-in-law. Are you open to outings?
Is your mother nice to her daughter?
There's so many things you really need to ask, but some of these things we've discussed are really, 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 really key. Maybe we could do like a part 2. If you need a part 2,
comment down below.
Comment in the comment section. But for this particular episode, all these points that we have given you dear to your heart, very, very important. So that we stop wasting each other's time and we stop chopping unnecessary, avoidable breakfast. So, at this junction, I drop one pen, and I say
and I
goodbye.
close the curtain.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this particular episode of the Love Friday Show. I hope you learned one or two. And yes, remember to like, share with your friends. If you want a part 2, drop in the comment section, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Voice Dome. Follow us across our social media platforms at Voice Dome. And yes, you can find me on Instagram at Omobolanle Adigun _ and on other platforms Omobola _Val.
And you can find me on Instagram at Tola_Savvy.
Okay, so guys, this is where the vibe queen Omobola Val and Gbemi the Paul Wales. This is where we do what? We draw the curtain and we say goodbye. We close the show. Goodbye, guys. Stay safe. We love you.